Good morning, everybody. I've got 10 minutes. I can't say good morning in 10 minutes. But let's give it a whirl, see how it goes. I want to talk to you about two things today. I'm going to talk about the Kern County budget and how it impacts the Indian Wells Valley and why that's important to you. I'm going to pick off pieces of it that I think are tangible to what we're doing up here today. Second thing I want to touch on is water, and we'll go through that. So first thing let's talk about is the budget. We've just been through, this coming June 30th, we will have ended 4 years of a spending mitigation plan in which we rebounded from the disastrous crash of the oil industry in 2014. The price of oil, if you remember, went from $100 a can to $35 a can, and it hit us pretty good. $45 billion worth of our budget, $1 billion worth of our budget was gone. There was a structural hole, we had to repair it. It's taken us 4 years, we've done that. And we did that while fixing KMC, while managing Erskine Fire, while managing the homeless situation, while doing all these other things. But today you have a leaner, meaner, better county government than you've ever had in the history of Kern County. There was a triggering mechanism that forced us to become smaller, more lean, innovative management, and empowering employees, taking risks, and doing things and trying to keep the customer focus primary in everything we tried to do. It's paid off. We've had no layoffs. We've fixed Kern Medical, and we've done a great job of managing your government resources in the best way, in the most responsible way possible. I'm proud of the work we've done. I'm proud of my board, and I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of everybody who works in Kern County. But it leads us to a new array. After June 30th, we finished that 4-year spending plan. It's brought us to a new dimension. I want to talk a little bit about it because it's important to us here today. What we're seeing in our economy today in Kern County, we're seeing a revenue flatlining. We're seeing our revenues stabilizing about where they are, and we're seeing our costs increase dramatically. Our retirement costs, specifically for safety personnel, are increasing at almost 5% per year. That's a dramatic increase in our ability to manage your dollars, and it's costing us a lot of money to take dollars that we would want to spend on programs and people today and to pay off retirements down the road. We're managing it, we're reducing the rate of return, we're being successful in those things, but it's coming at a cost. And that cost is spending dollars today for our employees and today for our programs that we're so desperately in need of attention. So our costs are going up, and our revenues are stabilizing. The reason they're stabilizing is because of some decisions being made in Sacramento that are adversely impacting specifically our oil industry, oil and gas industry, and our agriculture industry. There's a program out by Governor Newsom called Green in 2045, Carbon Free in 2045. Essentially what that means is he's going to attack the oil and gas industry and put a government cap on their ability to grow their business. So government caps, we all know don't work, but somehow the state of California is saying we need to become a green state, so we need to do this, and they're targeting Kern County. That is going to have a massive impact on our economy. Oil, if you don't know, is by far and away the largest generator of taxes in Kern County. Well, because of that targeting and because they're coming against the oil and gas industry and they're giving us a harder time in establishing permits and putting oil on the ground, and mandating that we go to oil, alternative energy, which we're already doing. Kern County already is the leader in alternative energy. If they would just get on board the Kern County train and listen and follow us, we would take us to a cleaner, better California. But for some reason, they've got these government caps that are coming down in our oil industry, and it's going to wreak havoc on our economy. They've also got the Sigma, where they're attacking in ag industry. In the Central Valley, President Trump came last week and talked to us. It was a good speech. He targeted some meaningful, we had some meaningful comments from him, but he described and he understood that there are decisions being made in Sacramento that favor environmental issues, but at the detriment of the farmers. And the farmers aren't getting the water allocations in the Central Valley that they pay for. They pay for these things, but somehow Sacramento's not sending them down the canals because they're taking the water and moving it out to the ocean in order to preserve a fish. They're making environmental decisions at the expense on the backs of our farmers, and that's hurting them. President Trump came and he said he signed some resolutions, and they're going to try to ameliorate some of those pains and issues. But regardless, those issues exist, and now we have Sigma in the Central Valley that is projected to, I was talking to the state leader for the Central Valley, and they're projecting 100,000 acres of fallow property Active farmland, 100,000 acres in the next 5 years. Just in 5 years as a starter. So remarkable what's going on in California. Our revenues are flatlining, and why is that important to you? Here's a graph that shows it. I picked this out of the budget because I think I want to tell a story that we can all identify with and understand the value of Indian Wells Valley. You can see our tax revenues were $417 million. Oil crash came in, we went down to 350, and now it's come up a little bit, but it's stabilizing. And the pressures that I talked about a minute ago, coming from California and the water industry and the oil and gas industry, are only adversely impacting those revenues. They're pushing them south. They're pushing them in the wrong direction. The only force pushing these revenues in the positive direction is you and me and us and all of us in the Indian Wells Valley. That's what's going to save the day. I talked last year about East Kern being the pivot point for Kern County. We are, and this graph demonstrates it. The fact that we have so much energy developing to repair, not even repair, I mean to replace that base with a more modern facility that is going to be a linchpin of our ability to support our warfighters in the future. The fact that President Trump has signed consistent $700 billion budgets, annual budgets, the fact that Space Force now exists, the world, the eyes of Kern County are shifting to the east. And now we are very much on the cusp of it, and that's why that's important to you, that the stressors on our economy are important, they're negative, except here. And this is where we need to be, and this is where we need to perform, and we got all the right people in all the right places, and I'm thrilled to see all the activity that's going on to support our warfighter and to support Eastern Kern. Water, 10 minutes, oh my God. Okay, I couldn't do water in 10 hours. But I'm going to try to give you just an overarching perspective of where we are. This year I'm the chairman of the Groundwater Sustainment Agency, so I'll give you a quick snapshot of what's going on there. SGNA's a water law meant regulating groundwater in California. California has never in its history regulated groundwater. We are one of 21 basins in critically overdraft. There's over 800 basins impacted in California by this law. It's not just here, it's a lot of places in California, most places in California. California has never regulated water. It is now. It's the only western state in the United States that has yet to regulate water until just recently, until they passed this law. So we're regulating water, and the reason we're doing that in the Indian Wells Valley is because there's an irrefutable fact. There's a lot of discussion out there about estimates and what we're doing here, what we're doing there. There's some irrefutable facts. One of them, our groundwater table is in chronic decline. No one is saying that we're running out of water. That is not a fact. It's not what we're doing. The lights are going off because I got to get out of here. We're not running out of water, but our water is in decline, and we got to. Oh boy, so we get to. Hold on a quick second. Okay, so we got a signal. We got to listen to that. Two graphs. One's the problem, states the problem. Can we have those back up for a quick second? One's the problem, one's the solution. The problem's on the left. You see the vertical bar on the left shows our production. You see the second vertical bar on the right, that's our safe yield. That's the problem, that's what we gotta fix. The graph on the right is a oversimplified demonstration of how we fix it. The safe yield is a circular depiction of the bar on the right. That tells you how much water comes in. We are allocating those water resources according to California state law. If you, by California state law, have a hierarchical supply right to that water, you're gonna get it. Federal reserve rights, Searles has some seniority rights, a bunch of people with rights in there. If you're not in there, you're going to pay for water. Everybody's going to pay the same price for water. Your bottom line is your water rates are going up. They're going up not because the water district is demanding you go up, it's because you're being regulated by the GSA. The water rate increases will be reasonable, they will be effective, they will be well explained, and we're going to make this all happen. I'm getting the bums rush, I've got to go. We can do this, we're all in, Kern County is all in. We're very thrilled to see all the activity going on in Eastern Kern. You guys are doing a fabulous job. Thank you very much for your time.